What's up, everyone? It's your boy Asael El Perro Rodriguez from Power Slap. If you're new to the channel and you're like, who is this guy? I'm one of the competitors in Power Slap. I am currently ranked number 2 in the middleweight division. That's the 185-pound division. There's a fight that's still pending that they haven't released. That's against Jesse Nutting, and that should alter my ranking and my record. So I can't tell you guys what my new record and my new ranking is, but that is for you to find out, and that should give you a reason to follow Power Slap. Follow me on my social media. They should be releasing it in the next 4 weeks on a Wednesday. They're releasing a match per Wednesday per week. Currently today was the first match that they released, and those were matches that were pre-recorded before the live event of Power Slap number 2. So today's match is James Santa Maria, or Santa Maria, whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm Mexican, so I say Santa Maria, and it's against Andrew Fields. It's a pretty good match. Check it out on Rumble. And if you follow Power Slap on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, you should also see a highlight of that match. But it'd be best for you to just watch it on Rumble, because you get to see the whole shebang of the match. You get to see the introduction, the walk-ins, the commentators talking.
9. Oh my God! Out!
The commentators are also Michael Bisping and Dan Haley. They do a great job being the commentators of the sport, so check that out. That way you could also get an idea of how they're going to be releasing my match. So yeah, I'm going to try to flow as much as possible in this video, but mistakes happen, so I'm going to be redoing some of the whatever. Forget everything that I said, but we're pretty much just going in order right now. So last video, I left you guys with the cliffhanger, and I said that, so my qualifying match was supposed to be Jesus Gaspar. So it was me against him to see who was going to get into the house. We were both fortunate enough. I ended up winning that match, and we were both fortunate enough to have made it into the Power Slap house. He ended up making it in the welterweight division. I made it for the middleweight division. So we ended up fighting each other at a catch weight. But there was someone that I was supposed to have a match against, and it wasn't Jesus Gaspar. So that's the cliffhanger that I left you guys with. So who was that mysterious opponent that I was supposed to have prior to having Jesus as my opponent? So who's that opponent? And it was Carice. Carice was supposed to be my first opponent, so it could have determined whether, I don't know, if he would have beat me, and maybe I wouldn't have made it into the house, and if I would have beat him, he wouldn't have made it into the house potentially. I don't know, maybe we both would have made it into the house, because me and Jesus both made it into the house. But as you all know, the ending of, or the outcome of my match against Carice, I ended up knocking him out. And I don't know if I could have done that when I did the qualifying match. I'm going to be honest with you all. Jesus Gaspar was the first person I've ever slapped in my entire life. And just being up there was just a different experience from, I'm a boxer and I'm a baseball player, so I'm used to pivoting. So it was just totally different when you're up there and you're not able to pivot. And that was what I was, if you see my match against Jesus, my slaps are really hard, but I'm super cautious about not pivoting. So then my slaps end up being not as strong as I could have done them. So I wasn't able to knock Jesus out, and he thinks I can't knock him out, but we'll see. But when you go all the way up to the match against Carice is my third match in Power Slap. It's a totally different outcome because I end up getting more and more experience as I have my matches. It's Jesus, then Emmanuel Muniz, and then it's Carice. So by that time, I'm already pretty comfortable with slapping the shit out of someone. So that's why the reason for the outcome of that match. So it was Carice Archer, and it was just I wanted to give you guys like a little insight of, because you all have, if you haven't already, you should. But pretty much there's a lot of beef that went on between Carice and I. A lot of drama, a lot of just shit talking. There was a lot of shit going on. So I guess in a way it was okay, and it was cool for us to have waited to fight against each other until the last round of matches in the Power Slap house. And so with Carice though, so we got to Vegas, and before they had told me that I was gonna fight against Jesus, we were brought into a room where they were gonna explain to us the rules, what to expect, what the next few days were gonna be like for us, like media stuff, and then the last thing that they presented us with was a contract stating all the rules and all that kind of stuff, and then who our opponent was at the bottom. So I read Carice Archer. So at this point we were split up in groups. I was in a group of like 8 other individuals, maybe 10. So we were all like scouting each other, like are these gonna be the guys that we're gonna fight, or are these gonna be the guys that maybe we're gonna be in the same team with? There was a lot of questions going around. We got to see each other's power, like all the numbers that you see in Power Slap, the slap power, the neck force, all that kind of stuff. We got to see it. We got to see each of our. I think Emmanuel was in my group. Waylon was in my group. Carice was in my group. There was Paul Teague also that was in the group. I don't remember who else was in the group, but we were all kind of like scouting each other, trying to see what was going on. So when they presented us with that contract, the name of our opponent was at the bottom, and it was funny because I didn't know who Carice was. I was just like, I think at that point I didn't have my phone, or I didn't want to take it out because it was the president of Power Slap, Frank, was the one giving us the rules. So I didn't want to be rude and start jotting down the name. So as soon as I signed a contract, I think I just had my watch, and I started inputting the Carice's name. So when I got back to the hotel, I ended up looking up Carice, and sure enough, he was one of the guys that was in the group. And I started looking up his if he had any type of resume under his belt. I started YouTubing him, and then found out that he was a professional MMA fighter and had done bare knuckle as well. So I was pretty excited. He was also the person that Nate Diaz kind of like made him flinch, and his beer got spilled all over him. I got to see all that kind of stuff too. So I was super excited because I was like, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to showcase what I got, why I'm here. Because like I said in the previous video, I was never in my life did I imagine I was gonna be a slapper. But it all happened so fast, and next thing you know, I'm in Vegas, and now I'm doing a qualifying match. So I was excited because I was starting off in the qualifying matches with someone that already had experience in the professional level in other combat sports. So that got me pretty pumped up. I was excited to go out there and perform. We did the weigh-ins and stuff. I think I weighed in at like 177, 178. Carice was at like 184 or something like that. And I remember he was talking shit. He was like, "You're too light." And I was like, all right, we're going to see about that. So whatever, we do the face-off. Dana White's there. We're ready to go. And then we go back into the locker room area. where we're gonna do another signing of contracts, or I don't remember what we were gonna do. And then Frank goes up to me and says, "Hey, can I talk to you?" He also brings Carice, and he says, "Hey, been a change of plans. You guys are no longer gonna be matched up against each other." I was like, "No, oh, whatever." Like I said, it could have been it could have been a good thing, and it could have been a bad thing, because I don't know what would have happened. So then I get introduced to Jesus. I see Jesus Gaspar. He's this shorter guy with glasses. Doesn't look too tough. And Frank says, "This is your new opponent." I'm like, okay. First immediate reaction in my head was, okay, this is gonna be a easy match. But as soon as I shake Jesus' hand, dude, his hand grip, his hands are all big. You begin to feel all that tension that he has. He's a strong ass motherfucker. So I end up, I think he takes off his shirt as well to put on one of the jerseys that they had given us for the match. And he's all fucking ripped, and I'm like, oh fuck, this motherfucker's gonna bring it then. So my whole perspective of Jesus, so that's why you should never judge a book by its cover, because if you see Jesus' body physique, that motherfucker's a monster, man. So we go out there, and when we're like matched up against each other, I take the first hit, or I give the first hit, and Jesus doesn't go down, and that's when I'm like, dude, this motherfucker's gonna give me a battle. And sure enough, he hit me pretty hard. I ended up winning that match, and we both made it into the house. But yeah, where I was going with the story, Carice was supposed to be my first match. It didn't happen, but it did end up happening until match number 3 in the Power Slap house. I want to talk a little bit more about what led up to all the drama between Carice and I, but that's going to be on a later video, because it's going to be pretty profound. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. So getting into the house, it was just, as you all have seen, it was just Azael the bad guy, Azael the drunk, Azael the everything, man. Everyone had it against me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what went on in the house that led to each of those episodes, all those confrontations with each of the individuals that were involved. I'm gonna talk about that in the next video. It's getting a little bit hot. I live out here in the Caribbean, so it's like it gets hot quick. So I'm gonna just leave you guys with this video. Just wanted to give you guys a more information on what went on in the qualifying matches. And it's just funny because Carice was supposed to be my first opponent, and he ended up being my last opponent. So it's just crazy to think that things could have gone way differently for both of us in the beginning. So I guess things happen for a reason. I'm still grateful to have fought against him, because he was one of the top opponents that I faced. Even though he pivoted, even though he clubbed, whatever it was, that motherfucker hits hard. So I don't take anything away from Carice. But I mean, it is what it is. That's my thing, man. Things happen for a reason. I ended up winning. That match led me to get an opportunity to fight for the middleweight title. That was also a great opportunity. I ended up losing that match against Sean Davis. But man, rewatch that fight and you'll see that it could have gone differently, man. So I'm hoping I get a rematch for that title shot, and that way I become champion. I'm the true 185 champion. Man, I work super hard for this shit. So I can't wait for you guys to watch the match against Jesse. Stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about that match too when it comes out. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. If you like it, you don't have to. And leave a comment if you want me to answer any questions, or if you want me to talk about something else in my videos or include something in the videos. Let me know. If you just want to give a shout out, I always respond to the comments, so make sure you do that. Go into my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm pretty active in everything in all my social media platforms, so if y'all could support me by giving me a follow, that'd be great. But thank you all for tuning in.